just released a new single. If you don't check it out, I will send a swarm of bees to your house. Link is in the description.
So if you've followed Fender guitars at any capacity over the past year, you also have probably also been absolutely fucking bombarded with their marketing for the new Ultra 2 series. And don't get me wrong, they are great guitars and they kind of have to be at that price. But the whole like innovation never rests bullshit that they've been trying to push with the marketing, come on. Come on. When you're in the market for a Fender guitar, you know exactly what you're getting. Okay, I know that they've been doing essentially the exact same thing over and over again for almost 3/4 of a century now. There's always the complaints about, oh, there's no stainless steel frets, there's no Floyd Rose, and this and that, other modern features that other companies do provide at a lower price or around the same price. And while I do understand that, that's never really been what Fender is about. And if you go into wanting a Fender product and expecting all of that shit, I think that's just kind of on you at that point. I think it's no surprise that I really like Fender as a brand. Does that mean that they're absolutely free from criticism for me? No, not at all. And I think I've made that very, very clear over the course of all of my videos. If all that marketing has been getting to you and you're finally caving in wanting to get one of those new American Ultra 2 Stratocasters or maybe one of the Ultra 1 Stratocasters, consider one of these first. This is the Fender Cory Wong Signature Stratocaster, and I know at first glance it looks nothing like an American Ultra guitar, but trust me, they have so much in common. I think you would be surprised. Now, if you find one of these bad boys at your local guitar center, chances are it will be on clearance for around $1,500, which is insane considering the actual retail price of this guitar. Recently, I went to a bunch of guitar stores all around the state of California for my birthday. At every single guitar center, I found this guitar for that clearance price. And honestly, compared to the new American Ultra prices, I think that this is just a no-brainer for the price. At the time of me recording this video, there's literally only one genuine independent review of this thing on YouTube. Pretty much every other video about this model is just advertisements and promotional videos from stores and Fender themselves. I never see anybody actually talk about this guitar, and I've never seen it out in the wild being played like I do with, so many other Fender guitars around this price range. On top of that, I found this on clearance for a stupidly low price, and all of this just leads me to believe that this is not a popular model and that it didn't really sell well. And I think that that's such a shame. This is one of the best Stratocasters that Fender currently offers, and especially if you can get it at that price. But come on, how do these at all even compare to the Ultra Stratocasters? They look nothing alike. Well, let's just jump into the specs and we'll see if I'm talking out of my ass or not. So this is the Cory Wong Signature Stratocaster in the limited edition Daphne Blue color. It doesn't matter that it's a signature guitar, you can get so much out of this without even knowing who the fuck Cory Wong is. Although I think you should know who he is. I think Wolfpack is one of the greatest musical live acts out right now, and if you don't know who he is, please find that out immediately. But anyway, if you didn't know, Cory Wong actually helped Fender roll out the first American Ultra series, and the overall design of this guitar is a combination of elements from that first Ultra series and Cory's personal Highway 1 Strat. It has an alder body that's ever so slightly smaller than a typical Strat body. The apparent smaller size is honestly probably unnoticeable until the specs are told to you, but it's a very welcome change that these are typically really, really light guitars, especially this one. Typically, these come in a dark blue sapphire color, but there was a limited run of some in surf green and Daphne blue, and I've got the Daphne blue one right here. The body has a satin lacquer finish, so it's super smooth against your body, and it just has this super fun indie vibe with the whole matte color and white look. Super cool, really summery. Now, the neck is actually based on the Ultra Series neck. It has the exact same modern D neck shape, same 22 medium jumbo nickel frets, a bone nut, tinted maple with satin finish all around. It's got the exact same 10 to 14 inch compound radius. It is almost completely identical to the Ultra neck, except the headstock is slightly larger and there is a vintage style water slide decal for the logo. Super cool. Also, his signature is on the back of the headstock. It's not fucking screaming at you on the front. It's just tucked away in the back, and it's just a really subtle, nice signature. I always appreciate when they do this with signature guitars. You can just completely ignore the fact that it's a signature guitar, and I like that. You get a set of Cory Wong's signature Seymour Duncan Clean Machine pickups. The two top pickups are normal single coils, and the bridge pickup is actually a stacked sort of noiseless style bridge pickup. These pickups sound very close to really clean and clear 50s style Stratocaster pickups, but maybe just a little bit more hotter, a little bit fatter. If that's your thing, you might really like these. I really love these pickups. So if you didn't know, Cory is a funk guitarist, so his playing mainly resides in that fourth position. And as you all know, if you've owned a Stratocaster before, it is very easy to accidentally knock the switch on a Strat if you're playing super erratically, if you're playing all the crazy shit that he does. So he calls this his panic button, and that just keeps it in fourth position even if he accidentally hits the switch when strumming. It is really easy to rewire this to any other pickup, so if you don't want your panic switch to be wired to just that fourth position, you can easily do it to any other pickup position. It has a 6-point vintage style tremolo system, which is a feature carried over from his Highway 1 Strat. Personally, I wish they opted for a modern 2-point system. I use my whammy bar a lot, and personally I just find those 2-point systems a lot smoother and way easier to set up to floating, but this unit feels and plays very good. I just personally wish they opted for that. It comes with the exact same hard case that is included with the Curtin Ultra and Professional Series guitars, and it comes with a hair tie, as Cory Wong likes to mute the back tremolo springs with this exact hair tie apparently. I think it's fun when signature guitars just come with like little things like this. It's just, I don't know, it's good vibes.
Forgot to mention this earlier, but I do have a lot of experience with Fender's current USA production Stratocasters. I owned the American Performer Stratocaster for about a year. Ultimately, I parted ways for it, mostly for cosmetic reasons. I prefer the tinted maple look. That just had that bare, pale maple look, and while I did really like that big 70s headstock, that's my favorite Fender style headstock. Ultimately, cosmetically, it just wasn't for me. Played really well, but looks do matter, you know? I've had my American Professional 2 Stratocaster for about 2 years now. I just changed the pick guard, that's why it looks different than the stock images. This is one of my favorite guitars that I've ever played. I will never get rid of this guitar. This is like, I know guitarists like to throw this word around a lot and you're probably sick of hearing it, but this is my workhorse guitar. I bring it absolutely everywhere that I play, everywhere that I record, and I really bonded with this guitar. I know this video is not about this guitar at all, but if you've ever been interested in the American Professional 2 and you're looking for something in this price range, I would highly recommend checking one of these out. I've abused the hell out of this. This was like a white color when I first got it. Now it's like a dark cream just because I've played in the sun so much. There's burn marks on the bottom because I was being stupid with a soldering iron. And I had a sticker on it up here. That's why there's like a weird like color change. It probably doesn't even show up on camera, but you could see the original color like for a circle right here where I had the sticker, and then I just took it off recently, and I don't know, pretty cool. I've owned the Ultra 1 Stratocaster. Ultimately, I just didn't really care for those noiseless pickups. They sounded kind of dull and lifeless to me. And if I'm already buying a guitar that expensive and then wanting to buy pickups to put into it, I know some people have the money for that bullshit, but I don't. It played really well. It was very, very comfortable, obviously, but ultimately, I just couldn't really keep it for that reason. I still own my American Ultra 1 Telecaster. This is one of my favorite guitars that I've ever purchased. It has an American Professional 2 neck. Swapped that out a couple months ago. The American Professional 2 necks are just one of my favorite filling Fender necks. These noiseless pickups don't bother me at all for whatever reason. I don't know why they're different. I've tried the American Ultra 2 in store. I haven't owned it, so I can't say that I've gigged with it and have like a lot of personal connection to it, but from trying it in the store, it felt, played, and sounded exactly the same as the Ultra 1 Stratocaster. That's just my personal opinion. I don't really think they did too much different with this new Ultra series, but this guitar surprised me. I've been a fan of Cory Wong for a long time. I got into Wolfpack in around early high school, and I didn't buy this guitar just because it was a Cory Wong signature. I just think, You know, you don't see Daphne Blue that often, especially with modern Fenders. It's a super classic Fender color. I wish you saw it more often, but the color caught my eye, picked it up, started playing it, and was just like, holy shit, this is one of the best Stratocasters I have ever played. The pickups, in my opinion, sound very in line with Fat 50s pickups, if you've ever tried those. And if you haven't, they're like 50s style Stratocaster pickups, which are very bright and glassy, but hotter. They have some fatness to them that aren't present in the vintage reissues, hence the name Fat 50s. These sound pretty close to that. The bridge pickup is a stacked single coil, which is pretty much the design of those ultra noiseless pickups, but this doesn't sound dull and lifeless to me. This sounds like a normal bridge pickup, and it handles overdrive and distortion very well, which I think is very important for a Strat bridge pickup. And it's not ice picky, which is very, very welcome. The design of this guitar is just right up my alley. I love guitars that look classic, look vintage. That's kind of why I prefer Fender products. I think, in my opinion, just visually, they just look so classic and vintage. But, you know, they sneak in all those modern features like the compound radius, that modern neck shape, locking tuners, all of the extra contours in the back, you know. It's just a super sexy instrument, and I really personally connected with it, with how it sounded, how it played, how it felt, how it feels against my body, all of that good stuff, and I personally recommend it. If you've gotten this far in the video and it swayed your opinion against getting the Fender Cory Wong Signature Stratocaster, I don't know, fuck you, I guess. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. This is just a guitar that I really, really liked that I acquired recently. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So yeah,